If you've got a handful of yarn and just a few minutes, you can crochet these easy keychain wristlets. They're so fun, so versatile. You can use them as a keychain, as a strap for your phone or clutch, to hook something onto a backpack. I'm so excited. I'm Alicia from With Love Alicia. Let's jump in. To crochet these wristlets, you'll need 100% cotton yarn that's a level 4 weight. I'm using Lily Sugar and Cream. You'll need a swivel hook that's at least 1 inch wide or a key ring. I got my swivel hooks on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description for you. Grab a crochet hook in a size H 5.0 mm and a size I 5.5 mm just for the beginning of our project. You'll need some scissors, a tapestry needle, and you're good to go. The first thing you're going to do is slide your keyring or swivel hook onto your yarn. Ignore the loop on mine. Grab your size I crochet hook and make a slip knot. Most of you know how to do one, but here's how I do mine. Bring the tail over the longer piece of yarn with a nice long tail. Yarn over and pull through the loop. Pull the tail to tighten the knot and pull the working yarn to tighten the loop. Now we're going to attach our yarn to our hook. So yarn over and pull through to chain 1. Now we want to tighten that knot, so pull on the back strand. And we want to tighten it so it doesn't look like an actual stitch later. Now we're going to place single crochets, so insert your hook under that bar and pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And you want to make sure that you don't tighten your single crochets too much. That's why we're using a bigger hook, because we're going to need to work into them later. Once again, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Last one, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And I'm going to pull up on that loop, and we're going to switch our hook to the smaller hook, the size H hook, and we're going to work the rest of our project with this hook. And chain 1. And once again, we're going to tighten that chain 1, so pull on the back strand, and go ahead and turn your work. Now we're going to work into these 3 stitches. So tilt your work towards you and see these B's. We're going to work into each of those B's. So ignore your chain 1, insert under that first B, get both legs on your hook, pull up a loop, and we're going to place our single crochet. And the next one is that next B. I'm going to insert and place another single crochet. And last one, we're going to do another single crochet, that last V. I'm going to chain 1, tighten my chain, turn my work. Now we're going to work on our textured rows. So ignore that chain 1 again. We're going into that first V. We're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to work into that next V, and we're going to do a treble crochet. So yarn over once, twice, insert under that V, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, pull through the next 2, and pull through the last 2 loops. And our last stitch into that last V, we're going to do a single crochet. Tap that like button if you're still with me, you're enjoying this pattern, to let me know. Thank you. My next row is a row of single crochets. I'm going to place my first one. Now tilt your work towards you, and the top of that treble crochet is almost on the back of your work. That V, insert, pull up a loop, and place your single crochet. My last one. Okay, chain 1, tighten, and turn. And that's your pattern. Once you finish your row of single crochet, you're going to go back to your textured rows. So once again, single crochet, do our treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, pull through the first two, pull through the next two loops, and pull through the last two. And do our last single crochet. And we are good to go. Chain one, tighten, and turn. So all your textured rows are sandwiched between rows of single crochet. So go ahead and crochet rows until you have double the length you want your wristlet to be, because we're going to fold it over, and then I'll show you what to do for your last row and how to put it together. I finished the length of my wristlet. This is the outside, this is the inside. I'm making a mini one, but you can make yours whatever size you want. You want your last row to be a row of single crochet, and now you're ready to start putting it together. But before we do, we want to make sure the size is correct. So I'm going to hold the bottom edge against this first row of stitches, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm good with the size. And I am. To knot off, after I've crocheted my last stitch, I'm going to chain one and make a really big loop. I'm going to tighten that knot, and you want enough yarn to sew your wristlet together just here across the top, and also to hide your yarn tails in your project. I'm going to pull as much yarn as I think I need, and then cut in the center of that loop. I'm going to pull from the yarn skein to free the tail and tighten that knot. And here's a really cool needle hack. Works every time. We're going to sew our project together under this first row of stitches, so bring your bottom edge up and hold it against that first row. My knot is in the front here. I'm going to come around through that first stitch from the back, and now I'm going to come through the first stitch on the front. You want to make sure that your yarn is going around the edge of your project. And now we're going to go right back the way we came. The next set of stitches, and come back to the front through the last set. And now you just want to make a knot along that side edge. We're going to hide our yarn tails on the inside of our project. So I'm just wiggling my needle in between the stitches, working my way in one direction a little bit at a time. And I'm going to make sure you can't see my yarn on the outside of my project. Now I'll turn around and go back the way I came, going over a single strand of yarn to anchor my tail in place. And I'm just going to do this a couple times. And that is what your finished wristlet is going to look like. If you like today's wristlets, make sure to check out this playlist with more projects you'll enjoy. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep crocheting with love and patience.